Hello. Welcome to Farming in Africa YouTube channel, your go-to channel for everything and anything livestock information. If today is your first time watching us, you are at the right place, guys. Please subscribe to this channel, like what we give you so it would reach many more people with similar interests like yourself. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for your support, for your loyalty, your patronage. But go a step further, hit the notification button for me so you would be the first to receive every new content and update we bring your way. Well, talk about the impact we are making or trying our very best to put out there in the world of agric. Day in, day out, people reach out to us how they've gotten inspired to go into livestock farming. And there are some people out there who actually don't believe that we are real. And so, day in, day out, we get requests from people, I really want to come visit your farm. Today, I come your way with a very influential agric young man, but it would interest you to know that his specialty has been all this while in snail farming, guys. Yes, if anybody had told me that somebody can commercialize snail farming to the extent that he has done, I would have been skeptical. But guess what? The surprise is how suddenly he has chased Fred all over the place, and I must say that he has been very supportive in just, encouraging us as agric people as well in what we do. And so today, I have Felix appear from Diversifying Farms, a young person. I always tell you, agric is not for the old, rich, and high and mighty. A young person who has very good knowledge in snail farming, but for some reason, he is here at our farm to first of all, see things for himself, because he tells me he is suddenly inspired to go into livestock farming. And guess the people he is falling on? His own brother Fred and the entire team of Farming in Africa. Hello, Felix.
Hi.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm happy to see you. Good to see you.
Same here, every day.
I mean, you are here.
Yeah.
Is today your first time?
Yeah, today is my first time. I think your other farm, I was there. Brekum, yeah, before the incident. But here, today is my first time being here.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed.
You're very impressed. So, did you take the steps to come here because you, just like other people, you don't believe that when we say we have a fully functional farm now in Suhum, it's not true, or you just wanted to, see things for yourself?
Well, I know for a fact that Fred is a credible person. I know farming in Africa has been there for quite a long time. Any business that has been able to sustain itself for more than 5 years in Ghana, you need to be doing something right before you can do that. It's not like you register a company, go sit somewhere. You are still having workers, paying people. So you can run a charade for that long, for 5 years. Since I've known Fred for quite a long time, and it wasn't about doubt. I'm just impressed, when you guys see our facilities, you're also equally impressed. It's just about seeing where you are at, other collaborations that we can do, and basically looking at the future of agric in Ghana.
Looking at the future of agric in Ghana, why suddenly the diversity and diversification you are telling me about?
Okay, so the truth is, snails require very little space. I have acquired 36 acres of land. So
at where?
At Ebri, by the way. We're at Ebri, Adontain Senior High School down there where the police barrier is. What we realized was that snail doesn't require a lot of space. So we will still have, no matter how large we still want to do our setup, it will be a very enough room for improvement, basically. And I wanted to diversify where we are, because diversification is part of agric. I tell people this: when you come into agric, sometimes there are certain key things that you can put in place to cement your future and cement your prosperity, basically. We, for instance, we do this. We do insurance as one part of it. So we insure our facilities, we insure our animals, and then we diversify. So we do 20% in another thing, 20% in other things, 40 in something. So
Let me stop you right there, because this diversification, you are going deeper and deeper into it. And on that note of diversification, I don't know if I've already spilled the tea to him, but we are your go-to people for everything livestock. And yes, we are into goats right now. But Felix, do you know we are also diversifying into other areas soon? I'm sure you already know we even started with cattle to feed Fred's school. And then we moved into goats. Well, should I tell you, or you would rather wait to hear it from
No,
Fred?
go ahead.
That we are actually also
exclusive.
Diversifying.
Yeah.
Exclusive, yes.
Yeah, exclusive.
You should be coming to the farm yourself, so you'll
hear more news firsthand. You know.
Thank you. We're actually also going into pig farming.
Wow.
You asked how much land space we have here. And you know, we put a video out there about how the real estate industry of late is aggressively competing with the agric industry for land space. And so now all the young people like yourself, myself, Fred, in the agric space, we are trying to come up with innovative ways to be able to maximize the limited land space resources that we have. So when I heard my boss Fred say, guys, it is time to move into something else, and he mentioned pigs, my mind went, wow. Now, you have been to the Brekum site. Comparing it to where you are right now, I just want to pick your brain on it. Do you see any improvements? What new thing strikes you as, there is something different about this place than the Brekum place?
So the Brekum place was, for lack of better word, I would say was a bit scattered.
For me, I saw farming in Africa on Facebook, and I have been their #1 subscriber. I follow them on all the other handles. So please, everybody should follow them on YouTube, Facebook, all the other handles, and I'm sure they will enjoy.
But this is more planned. You can see that, and this has tiers. It's like first tier or story, first story, second story. There's paddocks where you can feed the animals, and it is arranged nicely in sequence. Like you can see that this is very well planned, and you can see that this is a company that has grown. From the first stage, innovation is here. You can see planning. You can see that it is well demarcated. That is a sign of a company that has grown or is growing and is still further growing. So that is the difference. I see much more work in here, much more innovation, much more planning.
Much more planning
than it was.
He has said it all, and this is not one of us, so he's an outsider. Because when I tell people everything we are doing here is very intentional, you know, maybe they would think that this girl, she likes talking, so it's just one of those things. But this is Felix from Diversifying Farms visiting us here for the first time, and for a first-timer's impression, he tells us he sees how intentional the planning has been. He sees innovation, he sees growth. And talking about innovation, Farming in Africa actually has its huge vision to bring innovative solutions to the agric world, practically. And that is why when you came, I showed you our treatment center. Now, when I mentioned we are going into artificial insemination, your mind went, ooh! Because you saw the huge redneck boa. And I mean, I also shared with you how not every startup farmer can afford that to start a farm. So when I told you about artificial insemination, let me pick your brain on that.
Well, that is like a revolution. I tell people that sometimes you're doing the buying and selling. Then you get to a place and you say, let me produce. Now you don't just produce, you process. So now what you guys are doing now has gone from production, research, production. Now you are processing something. Like you are now going to artificially inseminate this, make sure that everything you want comes to, you know, at the very least cost to you.
Thank you.
Which is one important thing and one significant thing about a company that continuously does research and R&D, you know, research and development. So
I see.
It's a very pivotal part of your company, and I like it that you guys don't just do the buying and selling and forget, but you are looking at expansion, future, sustainability, especially with the paddock system that you are doing.
In case I didn't also tell you this, do you know it's one of our visions to have a model farm like this across all the 16 regions in Ghana? Because, you know, Fred mentions how even if he establishes the largest farm in Africa, he still can't feed the whole of Africa. But if he's able to share this knowledge, this proven concept to all of you out there, and then collectively we do things right in our own little corners, we are going to be able to do what? Feed the whole of Africa. So wherever you are, watch out. Already Nigerians, you know, we've already come into your territory, but this is for Ghanaians. No matter which region you find yourself, very soon we are going to be establishing these model farms, because I told Felix he's at a research, learning and development farm. Now, let's stay a bit on the artificial insemination, because I know for someone like you who suddenly has interest in going into livestock farming, I don't think now that you've seen you can get semen for a lesser cost,
yes,
you would want to pump thousands of dollars into purchasing a foreign goat. So how do you envision that with you establishing your own livestock farm and all of that?
Yes, so I think, like I said, it's a pivotal and very good
It's a revolution.
revolution that you guys are having. That means that it cuts down cost to the bare minimum, making it very efficient, and artificial insemination is one of the best. Even the normal reproductive route sometimes doesn't produce the percentage of results that we need, but artificial insemination is always a good thing. And I've also been to Cape Town, by the way. I went to one farm that had boas like yours, big ones. And that is the pinnacle, like the highest form of research and development, because they were also doing the only thing that they did, which I thought you were not doing, but now I know you have already started, which blew my mind, was the artificial insemination. So now males, they don't even wait for males to get to this, you know, they have semen stored sometimes long time, you know, they have very good breed selections, they know what they want and they go for it. So that is very instrumental in scaling a business.
I really love, it seems he is just observing, but guys, believe you me, he has more than observed. The kind of knowledge Felix seems to be leaving here with, I have to pay your farm a visit, honestly. And I want to probably wrap up, because there is a lot more to do here, but follow us as we go to where we have cultivated our seed. All right, we are in one of our paddocks here, and he has seen how lush and green the place is. I always say it's already a blessing for a livestock farmer to do a farm at a place where vegetation isn't a problem. But what of those of you out there who are not blessed to be in such areas? That is where you need to be very intentional, like we've already said in the beginning, and make sure you cultivate your own feed. Here at our farm, we've already told you a gazillion times the kind of feed solutions we present to livestock farmers. The Semanhyia grass, this is it. The hay, Felix, you saw the hay in the pen. You saw the livestock feed as well. That is a supplement feed, heavily packed. The pelleted one, heavily packed with macronutrients and all of that. Now, you've seen this for yourself, Felix. What is your impression of it? Just let me know what you think of the cultivation.
I think most people were thinking that just like in the past, you needed 100 acres for a cattle ranch, you needed 100 acres for goat or sheep system. But I think what you guys are proving now will let us see that, sure, you can still have 4 acres, 3 acres and still do a very good extensive or semi-extensive system, because now you look at this paddock, this is like one plot. Intensive. Even though it's intensive, it looks extensive because it's like you've left them. Now they feel the freedom, because see one all over the other end, you know, they still feel that freedom, and that will make them grow better, basically. And looking at what this is, it means that you are utilizing the land very well. You are also making sure that the feed, there's abundant feed, and worst case, you can even water just this system and let it feed your livestock for the whole year, which is very instrumental, and that's one of the innovations that I'm really happy about. When I look at I've been following you for a while. So.
Felix says he's been following. Actually, he has been a very supportive colleague in the agric industry. I mentioned earlier he is into snails, but thankfully he's been inspired to go into livestock, and that is why he is here at our farm today. I thought I was just teaching him, but guys, he is even a better teacher. The things he has suddenly observed, imbibed and learned, it's crazy. And he has mentioned again the importance of cultivating your own feed so you wouldn't be found wanting when the dry season comes. Now, we have a farmer we visited recently who had visited us, and then he told us, guys, I am here to just copy and paste. Is that what you think you are going to do? Or you think, these guys, I think, no, there is more for them to, you know, cover?
Well,
do you see yourself copying and pasting?
Yeah. Like I said, you see, at first I thought there wasn't any formidable person who could help us, because we are looking at scaling in both the snails and diversifying. So we're doing other plants as well, and then we're going into the livestock as well. So I went to Cape Town just last month. We were all over looking at farms and all that, but I knew what you guys were doing was great, but you know, like the Ghanaian in me, I wanted to see if it's the pinnacle or the highest point of it. And like I said, the only thing that I thought you didn't have was artificial insemination,
well, I have already
which you
shown
proved me wrong. Yes, so now there's no need to travel. There's no need to go around looking for stock. You have the breeding stock. I've seen your best selections that we could all purchase and start our own farm. So copy and paste it is.
Copy and paste it is, guys. On this note, myself together with Felix from Livestock Farms, and he says he is here to copy and to paste. That is all you need to know. We are real, guys, for the Nigerians who keep calling, and for those who travel all the way actually to the farm to see things for yourself. We are real. My name is Nadia, speaking to you today from our farm here at Suhum in the Eastern region, the Semanhyia Research, Learning and Development Farm. On this note, I would say thank you so much for staying tuned. And Felix, thank you so much for coming.
Have a nice day.
Adios. Maybe next time we come your way, we shall be bringing you a video from Felix's farm. Yes, where he's starting his own livestock farm. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.